Estamos a punto de iniciar en vivo.
Abdiel, ya estamos listos. Ya estamos listos, Abdiel.
En un minuto iniciamos. Ya estamos al aire, licenciado. Dear colleagues, today we're really excited to have you all with us to develop this webinar named Distance, Face-to-Face, or both. In this session, we will be talking about distance teaching and learning, as well as resources available for this purpose. We hope this model of teaching, which came abruptly to us, will soon change. Yes, that's what we all want. But we must also be conscious that much of this new way of teaching is here to stay. Our traditional way of teaching is not coming back. It's gone and it's good. We never thought that we would have to integrate technology to our teaching so soon. But it happened, and let's embrace it and make it the best out of this through using different resources, which definitely will help us to enhance learning. How will we deliver contents in the next year or so? Maybe both ways is the most reasonable answer. So let's all get to work on our new reality. Today, we want to thank teachers taking part in this event through Zoom and YouTube. Thanks for being here. We also want to welcome and thank to the Dirección General de Educación Preescolar and Dirección General de Educación Primaria, Subdirección de Formación Continua, Mextisol, and Pearson Publisher for working together towards having better teachers. We want to thank Master Patricia Fierro Jaramillo, Directora General de Educación Preescolar, Maestra María Pureza Carvajal Juárez, Directora General de Educación Primaria, Maestro José Gilmar Solorio Salgado, Subdirector de Formación Continua, Profesor Oscar Daniel Cruz Hernández, National Mestizo Vice President, Teacher Evelina Sebastián Torres, Vice President of Atlacomulco's Mestizo Chapter, Teacher Rodrigo Saldívar Pérez, Secretary of Atlacomulco's Mestizo Chapter. We also want to greet and welcome Professor Idolina Camargo Coronado, our guest speaker this afternoon. It is time to hear Professor José Gilmar Solorio Salgado, Subdirector de Formación Continua, who has a message to share with us.
Compañeras, compañeros, muy buenas tardes. Saludo con mucho gusto a cada uno de ustedes que se encuentran el día de hoy en la sala de Zoom y a todos aquellos que me siguen por el canal de YouTube de la Subdirección de Formación Continua. En estos tiempos de pandemia nos ha dejado lecciones muy grandes. Una de ellas es conocer nuestras capacidades para reinventarnos, de fluir y resolver las adversidades que se presentan día a día, y es a través de la suma de voluntades que se logran grandes cambios. Es por ello que la Subsecretaría de Educación Básica, que tiene a bien dirigir el licenciado Rogelio Tinoco García, a través de la Dirección General de Educación Preescolar y Primaria y la Subdirección de Formación Continua, hoy en coordinación con la Asociación Mexicana de Docentes de Inglés, Mextisol, y Cambridge University Press, desarrollan este webinar con la intención de fortalecer las habilidades docentes de los profesores de inglés de educación básica de nuestro querido Estado de México. Agradezco la participación y la presencia Del mismo modo, agradezco la presencia de la maestra Idolina Camargo Coronado, quien tiene vasta experiencia en la formación de docentes del área de inglés y a quien hoy recibimos con mucho aprecio. Sean todos ustedes bienvenidos a este webinar que seguro estoy permitirá fortalecer las competencias docentes en beneficio de la niñez mexiquense. Por su presencia, mis apreciables maestras y maestros, pues muchísimas gracias. Que este webinar nos dé la oportunidad de seguir acrecentando nuestras herramientas en la enseñanza de la segunda lengua para nuestras compañeras y compañeros maestros y en beneficio de nuestros alumnos del Estado de México. Enhorabuena y muy buenas tardes. Que tengamos todos éxito.
By the way, it is important to mention that Professor José Gilmar Solorio Salgado has instructed to start an English course where he will be the student #1 to show the importance of learning English. Now, Professor Oscar Cruz Hernández, National Mestizo Vice President, has an interesting piece of information to share with the audience.
Muchísimas gracias, profesores que nos están siguiendo en esta transmisión del Estado de México. Agradezco muchísimo la invitación por parte del maestro Abdiel Montoya y de las autoridades aquí presentes para dirigirles este mensaje. A nombre del maestro Jesús Felipe Florido, presidente de nuestra asociación, para aquellos que no nos conocen, les quiero comunicar que nuestra asociación de maestros de inglés, mejor conocida como Mextisol o Mextisol, es una asociación sin fines de lucro que fue formada en 1973. Nuestra asociación agrupa no solamente a profesores y futuros profesores del área de inglés, sino también a investigadores, autoridades y editoriales que nos juntamos con una única misión, que que es la profesionalización y actualización docente. ¿Cómo logramos esto? Pues precisamente con este tipo de eventos como webinarios, como sábados académicos, como nuestra convención internacional. Esos son nuestros eventos que nosotros ponemos a disposición de la comunidad de maestros de inglés. Los sábados académicos, cabe mencionar que son diseñados y organizados por lo que nosotros llamamos capítulos, que son las filiales de la asociación en diferentes partes del país. Profesores del Estado de México, deben estar ustedes muy orgullosos que en el Estado de México precisamente tenemos 2 capítulos filiales de nuestra asociación. Los muy queridos miembros del capítulo Atlacomulco y muy recientemente el capítulo Texcoco. Entonces ustedes están arropados por esos compañeros que son maestros y que trabajan para conseguir nuestro objetivo, que es la profesionalización docente para maestros. Un trabajo de maestros para maestros. Como les mencionaba, los eventos académicos que nosotros realizamos para ustedes, uno de los más importantes es nuestra convención internacional, que por razones de todos sabidos, este año será de manera virtual. Quisiera yo que se llevaran, para quienes no nos conocen, un pequeño gesto, una pequeña probadita de lo que nosotros hacemos como asociación, que de verdad es algo mágico juntarnos cada año y vernos realmente como lo que somos, una familia en crecimiento, una familia en desarrollo. Para eso, antes de despedirme y agradecerles a todos los aquí presentes, les voy a dejar esta probadita que es un video de nuestra transición de este año, de nuestra convención internacional que se hace de manera presencial a la manera virtual. Que tengan muy buena tarde, disfruten muchísimo este webinar de la maestra Camargo y tengan muy buena tarde. Los dejo con el video.
In the chat of YouTube, we are sharing a link to answer a form. This information will be very useful for improving the quality of our academic events in the near future. In the following minutes, we will be able to listen to our guest speaker who will talk about distance, face-to-face, or both. In order to make this event more interactive, after 20 minutes of exposition, Professor Evelina Sebastián Torres will ask 2 or 3 questions to Professor Idolina from the ones typed in the YouTube chat. After this, our guest speaker will continue the exposition and so on. We will have 3 segments in similar conditions. Please feel free to type the questions you consider so that you can get the best of this webinar. Please, let me introduce Professor Idolina Camargo Coronado. She is an English teacher. She has been working for over 40 years with students of all ages and levels. Teacher trainer for 20 years, 16 of them doing academic consultancy with official state English programs throughout Mexico. National and international speaker in Central and South America, co-author of kindergarten series, as well as national and international revise for different publications. Academic key account consultant for Cambridge University Press. So please, welcome Idolina Camargo Coronado.
Okay, hello. Good afternoon, teachers. How are you today? 40 years teaching, that does not mean that I am old. It means that I was born teaching, okay? Just in case. I mean, I'm just making this very clear to you, okay? I was born teaching. How are you, teachers? I am so very happy to be here with you, to be part of this fantastic event in Atlacomulco, okay? To be part also of Mexizo, which I'm taking part in the virtual conferences also. I'll be there. So welcome, everybody, welcome to sign up and take part in this event that is coming up, okay? So very happy to be here, like I said, and we'll be talking about distance teaching, distant learning, face-to-face, or maybe both. Remember that in this new reality, as Abdiel said, this reality is here to stay, okay? So even though we may return to the classroom, to the class format, it will not be, nothing will ever be the same again, okay? Everything has changed, and I think it has changed for good, okay? So we're going to get into the topic, okay? Can you see my screen? Eve, can you see my screen now? Can you let me know if you are seeing the screen?
Yes, we can see that.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay, so Abdiel read already the abstract of the talk, okay, saying that we'll be talking about distance teaching and distance learning, okay, and resources that are available for this purpose. Maybe you have been teaching already in this format for some time. Maybe you already have the resources that you enjoy working with the most, or that your students like to work with. Okay, now we also have the resources of that the Proni gives us, which is the instruction through television. Okay, and I've seen a few of those videos, and I think they are very interesting. Okay, so what is it that you do with those videos? Is that all the instruction that the kids receive, or what do you as a teacher do with those videos? You'll let me know in just a little while, okay? So we hope that this model of teaching, which came abruptly to us, will soon change. Yes, we hope to be back in the classrooms. We hope to have that interaction, that feeling, that touch, that emotion of seeing our students' faces again, okay? In a life, in a reality, for real, okay? That's what we all want, of course. But we must also be conscious that much of this new way of teaching is definitely here to stay. Our traditional way of teaching is not coming back because our students were born with technology. Technology is part of them. And even though it was not part of us before this pandemic, now it is. And we have been working with it for good, okay, for many months already, okay, and definitely practice makes perfect, okay? So we have to get used to that, okay? We never thought that we would have to integrate technology in our teaching so soon, but it happened. So let us embrace it and make the most out of it through the use of different resources, which will definitely help us enhance our learning, okay? We will deliver contents. How will we deliver contents in the next year or so? We don't know yet, okay? Probably through distance teaching, okay? Probably through the internet. Probably we will continue with television. We still don't know, okay? Maybe both ways is the most reasonable answer. So let us get to work on our new reality. Let me show you a little video, which I love, and I hope this motivates you as much as it motivates me.
So, what brings you here today?
I am here. I am here to tell you. Here to tell you why it has always been my dream. It's always been my dream. Be my dream. I am here.
So, what brings you here today?
I'm here to tell you why it has always been my dream to fly. Hola. ¿Sí?
¿Este es tu avión?
Okay. Well, I hope you find it a motivating video. I love it. I think this is like the essence of who we are, of what we do.
Sorry for interrupting, teacher Idolina. Could you stop sharing and share again? Because we cannot see clearly your presentation. Could you stop sharing and sharing back? So let's see if we can fix this problem, because the quality of the presentation is not the best.
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay.
Tell me.
No, still having problems. Okay. I think probably when you activated the video quality.
No, I didn't, because remember we said we wouldn't.
Could you try it then?
Let me try again. I opened up the presentation again.
Oh, much better. Much better.
Thank you. Oh, okay. I closed it and opened it again. Is that good?
There you are. Yeah,
Okay.
much better.
Fantastic.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Thank you very much. Okay, teacher. So what are we going to be seeing today after that fantastic video? Challenges in today's teaching. We're going to talk about distance teaching and learning. We're going to talk about bite-sized teaching. Some practice, putting bite-sized teaching into practice, okay, which is something that you do, something that you are going to be doing and working on, a fantastic tool for working through the videos that you receive or that their children receive through television, okay? Parents at home, how can parents help you at home? Some tips to work with parents also, some teaching tips and questions again. Okay, so this is our agenda for today. Like Abdiel said, we're going to be stopping a few times to listen to your questions and to answer them. I hope I can answer all of your questions. Okay, so we're going to begin with these questions. The challenge in today's teaching. How do you feel teaching the way you are teaching now? What are the challenges that have come up and presented to you, that have been presented to you? What has been the greatest challenge in teaching that you have had? How have you managed it? Can you please write in the chat very briefly, okay? Be very concrete and very brief. What challenges have been presented to you? How have you dealt with those challenges? Can you tell us in the chat? Eve, can you tell us what the teachers say about this new way of teaching? No questions? No answers? I mean, not questions. No comments? Okay, if there are no comments, okay, Good. That means that you have not had any very difficult challenges that you haven't been able to deal with. Okay, I hope that this new way of teaching is now like something that you do on a daily basis and that you are totally comfortable with. I hope so. That is what we want. And that is an aim that we may have. Okay, so distance teaching and distance learning, what does that refer to? It refers to a method of teaching and learning in which lectures, in which classes are broadcasted, or classes are conducted by correspondence, maybe, or maybe over the internet, maybe over WhatsApp. Maybe you send the PDFs to the parents because they don't have any communication through internet, any access through internet. Okay, so there may be many different ways of teaching in the distance. Okay, so what is your reality? I don't know. The majority of us may have very different realities. Okay, it as to distant teaching and your students as to distance learning. Okay, so the classes are conducted through correspondence or over the internet, where students do not attend school physically. They can't. Okay, it is not allowed, and it will probably not even be allowed throughout the school year. That has been already what is happening in several states in throughout Mexico, like Baja California. Baja California is not returning to the classrooms in the school year. I don't know what your state norms or rules are, okay? But some states, that is what is happening, okay? So this will be an everyday thing for us, okay? So distance teaching and distance learning talks about mindset. What about mindset? What can we say about this? Okay, well, distance learning is definitely different, and it takes time to master it. Of course, you have already had a lot of time, okay, several months to deal with this distance teaching and learning. So we don't panic anymore, okay? Both you and your students are new at this, so don't worry. Just do your best and try to approach this kind of teaching with the spirit of a learner, with the spirit of an adventurer, because that's what you are. And that's what we all are, because even me, this is not something that I was used to, okay? Open your minds to doing things differently. Enter into the mindset that this way of teaching is now the way in which you will meet your students' needs during this moment in time, okay? And that it will probably be temporary. We don't know, okay? Also, what are the first steps towards distance teaching and learning? Definitely, teachers, and please, please have a plan. Having a plan is something that is going to give you confidence and that is going to help you meet your students' expectations and your program, okay? So have a plan. Of course, it sounds obvious that it is very important, but try to implement distance learning with a clear plan, with an end, okay? If you do not have a clear plan, you will probably end up in chaos. And we don't want that, okay? Also, something that is very important is to visualize your students' learning. Visualize what distance learning class looks like, okay? What this that we are doing looks like, and succeeding. Visualize success. That is something very important, okay? Determine the procedures by which you will run your distance learning class. Make rules, establish rules, okay? Consider how your class takes place. Consider how you will enforce attendance, how you will take attendance and enforce it, how often your classes will be. Of course, you need to have a platform. How are you going to be working? How are you going to establish communication with your students, with parents? What issues may come up? Think about what problems you may have and anticipate those problems that you may have, okay? Provide information to the parents, provide rules. Tell the students what makes an appropriate or inappropriate communication. What is appropriate communication? What is inappropriate? Those are things that we need to know and that we need to have, okay? And also very important, connecting with parents. How can parents help you? Can they help you? Well, not only parents, but maybe tutors, because we may think that parents are always there, and no, many parents are working, okay? So tutors, who is helping the child with these online classes? Who is helping you, okay? So that is very important. As to teaching and learning, teaching at a distance is definitely different, as we said. It is many a times very hard to know or to measure whether what you say or what you teach is understood, okay? So what do? Constant feedback, teachers, is what we need to do. We need to be to have constant feedback from our students, okay? A way of addressing our students is many a times very challenging. So what do? Try to use recordings, okay? Recordings of instructions of what your students are supposed to be doing, okay? In this is teaching and learning, it is very important to make, do audios, to do like podcasts, okay? And also, like we said, videos, very important, okay? How do we keep students engaged? Keeping students engaged is something that is of utmost importance. Students should be engaged from the beginning till the end, and not only of the video or of the class. Being engaged with the material that you send them, with the things that they are supposed to do, is something that will keep them and get them learning, okay? It is very important that you consider all of these facts, okay? Measuring and assessing remote learning. What about that? What do? How do we measure our students' learning? Well, like I said, provide feedback and feedback and feedback, regular feedback, okay? Just as you would if you would be in a normal classroom, okay? Also, like we said, using technology to deliver feedback in different ways, voice recording, giving feedback to the whole class via a video, okay? Having in mind your students, of course, and your students' needs, okay? Being equitable with disadvantaged students. This, teachers, is a lot easier to do remotely than to do face-to-face in the classroom. Why? Because you generally, when you teach a class remotely, if you have sessions with your students, if you are able to have sessions with your students, you should or you could be grouping them to give them mini bites of a class, okay? To teach bite-sized classes, okay? And these bite-sized classes are not only in number, okay? Which, when we teach remotely, we shouldn't have more than 15 students that we can attend, but we should limit the classes, okay, to 15, 20 minutes at the most, our face-to-face classes, and attend different groups. And when we group our students, we can group them as to their knowledge of the language and their needs. their specific needs, okay? So remotely is a lot easier to deal with and to work with more disadvantaged students than face-to-face where we have 40 students in a class, okay? So breaking them up into groups is something that is easy to do, okay? A lot more than face-to-face. So we're talking about bite-sized teaching and bite-sized learning, okay? Which is not the same as micro-learning or micro-teaching. It is different, okay? This focuses on outcomes, on how, what we want our students to do, what learning outcomes we want to achieve, okay? And those learning outcomes will be cut into bits, into pieces. And we are already doing that. We are doing this bite-sized teaching in those remote classes that our students receive on television, because we are talking about specific items in bits, little chunks of knowledge that is being taught remotely, okay? That is what we are doing. So we are focused on outcome, one key objective at a time, or one topic at a time, okay? But after we receive those classes, what do we do? Is that it? Is that all the learning that our students get? I don't think so. I don't think so, because then the teacher comes in. That is when the teacher comes in and extends the learning, okay? So let's see what we do. Less is more, okay? We want bite-sized teaching to be less teacher-centered and more focused on what is relevant to the student. What is relevant to the student at this point? Practice, teachers. Practice, practice, and practice. How can we help our students practice the language? Okay. The videos that are sent to our students via television or however, or whatever you, in whichever way you are delivering a knowledge to your students, are bite-sized. And after that video, then we have the practice. That's when the practice should be coming. How do you do that practice? Okay, less time per activity, little pieces, little bits of time of practice with our students, face-to-face, through the internet, or through a little video, through WhatsApp, okay, or through whatever we send them, okay, to be done, what activities we send them to be done at home, and more immediate action from the learner, okay? We watch a video on television and then we practice, okay? And I'll show you a little bit more of this in just a little while, okay? Less explaining and more modeling. Your students need to have a model of what to do. And when I see this modeling, immediately TPR comes to my mind. But how can you deliver TPR online? It is not difficult, teachers, at all. I hope that some of you are already doing this. And if you, I don't know if you remember what TPR is, tell us in the chat if you know, so that I will remind you. I think that you do. I think that you remember what total physical response is. And it is something that you can do, and you can help your parents work with your children at home. And we'll see that in just a little while. So what other key actions are there to stick to one idea?
Mrs. Idolina?
Monday?
Sorry to interrupt.
No problem.
I mean, the topic, it's really interesting. The challenges I mean, there are big challenges. Our teachers are really worried about what they can do, what they cannot do to face the challenge of teaching at a distance. I have a couple of questions for you, which are related to basically this, like the challenges. Under the present conditions, would you please give us a practical example of how to measure learning?
Okay. A practical example of how to measure learning.
Yes, please.
Learning will be measured depending on your teaching situation, on how you deliver the contents, on we're going to be seeing that in just a little while, okay? But let me tell you, depending on what you do and how you deliver the contents, you can ask your students to do different things, several things, and they can be recorded, okay, in an audio, in a little short audio, 1 minute audio, or in a little video, okay? So that is the way that that you're going to see your students practicing the content that is being delivered to them, okay? And not only see it, but you can evaluate it and you can assess it, okay? And you can assess it through videos, through little audios, through pictures that the parents sent you, okay? And those ways, we're going to see them in just a little while in a little bit more detail. Anything else?
Yes, another question. How to promote real communication through virtual teaching?
How to promote? I didn't hear you very well.
How to promote real communication through virtual learning?
Okay, how to promote it? We're going to see that again now, because this practice, I'm going to give you some tips on how to do it. Okay, it's not only all the information and that's it. This is it. This is, we're going to finish this and I'm going to give you that information, how you can promote it right now in just a second.
Okay, maybe just one last question.
Yes.
How can visualize success when teachers have to face a big challenge in 3 different ages, like different contexts, the realities of our students, and the access to technology?
I know teachers. I know this is a big issue for you, but you have to do your best. You have to do your best to deliver some content to your students through WhatsApp, through sending them a PDF, sending them emails, okay? You have to find a way to reach your students. And of course, you're not going to be reaching, this is not everybody's situation. We cannot generalize that this is everybody's situation. But there are many situations like this where delivering content is very difficult. Try your best to deliver the best content that you can, like I tell you, through a mail, through a little video, okay? And sending your students the exercises or the activities to work on the specific bite-size chunks of language that you send them, okay? It is difficult. Yes, it is. And I know it, and we at Cambridge know it, but this is what we suggest, that you find a means of sending content to your students, of pronouncing, of giving them vocabulary, of giving them, sending them, like I tell you, a little video, which is not very heavy and that you can send through an email or somehow through the internet, and that your students can watch and see and repeat the model. Modeling, like I said, is the key, okay? And giving them those chunks of language and of grammar that your student is supposed to practice is how you are going to get that content delivered to your students, okay?
Okay, thank you then.
Thank you, Eve. Thank you very much. Okay, so don't give your students a whole bunch of grammatical structures and a whole bunch of vocabulary. No, stick to one idea, okay? And give them bits, little pieces of language at a time. Practice it, send you evidence of their practice, and then give them another piece. That is the way of working distance learning, okay? Engaging. You have to, like we said a little while ago, you have to engage your students right from the beginning until the end. And this means the end of your class, the end of a topic, and the end of a school year. It means always engaged, to keep them engaged. How are you going to engage them? Through your attitude, teachers. through your believing in yourselves and believing that you are doing your best. Not only believing it, but doing your best. Okay? Yes, very difficult. Yes, it is. It is difficult, not for everybody, but for the teachers that don't have, for the students don't have the means, okay, of getting more information than what is sent to them through television or through WhatsApp. But that is our reality, and we have to do the best that we can with that reality, okay? Keeping it fluff-free and lean. What does this mean? Throwing out all the inessential. When we move from one house to another, all of a sudden we need to move because we sold our big house and we moved to a little house. What do? You have a whole bunch of things from your new house. Throw out everything that is not strictly necessary and keep the essential. Okay, that is what we do when we teach bite-sized when we do bite-sized learning. Okay, we throw all the inessentials out and practice and practice the best that we can. Okay, spacing out the learning is something very important also. Giving your students time to digest the information that you give them, to reflect on what they are learning, to apply the knowledge and the skills that they learn, and then before moving on to another little piece of language. Okay, those are key actions that are going to help you deliver better classes. Okay, those are things that can help you deliver content. So how do we manage bite-sized teaching? First of all, we need to know what we have, what the assets are, the worksheets that you're going to send your students, the little videos that you provide, the audios that you send them to do. Those are the assets. After the assets, the platform. If you are going to work on a platform with your students face-to-face, well, knowing what that platform gives you. Maybe it has breakout rooms when you can have your students practice the language a little bit more. Okay, what does the platform offer you? Okay, the software. What kind of software? What can be provided to you? To maybe you have videos, okay, that you can present in your online class to your students, so that they can listen to the grammatical structure. There are videos of grammar structures everywhere, teachers, on YouTube. Okay, you can find videos for that to deliver to your students. And of course, the interface. What are you going to be using? Are you going to be using Zoom, Skype? Those are things to consider when you are teaching online. But first of all, the assets. What do you have to deliver content? What are you going to make, or what are you going to do, or what are you going to research for to deliver that content? Okay? Now we come to the practical examples. Some examples of this, okay? For example, you are going to teach your students the days of the week. How do you teach your students the days of the week? That is part of a program. We need to teach them the days of the week. We'll teach them with a chant. Make a chant. You can make it. A chant is very easy to make. And give it to them and send it to them in a little audio, okay? Where you say and repeat the days of the week. Like, for example, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Record your voice in a little audio and send it to them in a WhatsApp message, in a video, okay? In a video, or in a, how would you say it? In an audio through an email, okay? So that you will give them something that will stick in their brains to remember the days of the week through a chant, okay? So make those chants. Another chant, the weather. We always teach the weather, and we always ask our students when we are face to face, what's the weather like today? Okay, so instead of asking, asking them, what's the weather like today? And then singing a little song like, it's a sunny day today. It's a sunny day today. It's a sunny day today. It's a sunny day. Or a windy day, or a rainy day, or whatever kind of day, recording that and sending it to them so that the parents will play it and play it and play it to the children. Okay, so teaching your children and sending them those clips is very important because it's going to help anchor the knowledge to their brains in the pronunciation, okay, and the repetition, the pronunciation of the words, the rhythm of language is very important. Okay, so we're teaching the days of the week. We send the chant already. What else do we do? With the days of the week, we're going to work on routines. Everybody, I think, has routines established for different days of the week, especially when we are working online. Okay, maybe something that we work on, this is something that came to me, this is not, maybe on Mondays, we're going to work a story, okay? We'll be working on a story from our books that we have. Whatever the book, whatever the grade, okay? Maybe Monday is story time. Maybe Tuesday, we work on TPR, okay? And Wednesday is the day that our students are going to color the vocabulary that I sent them. Maybe on Thursday, I'm going to have a puppet to work with them, okay, in the class to review the vocabulary that was taught on television, okay? Maybe on Friday is crazy hair day, okay? And everybody comes to class, and if we have the opportunity to be face-to-face with a crazy hairdo, okay? So then for the days of the week, our students are going to be working also on routines, okay? And this is what this exercise is about. Reviewing the days of the week and working on routines. On Monday, we do this. On Tuesday, we do that. And having them draw what they do on every day of the week. Give your students, tell the parents to give them a sheet of paper. You write at the bottom the day of the week, okay? Like Monday, like this, the parents write this, okay? And the students draw what they do as a routine on Monday. This is our opportunity for working on vocabulary besides the days of the week, okay? And practicing that vocabulary where your students are going to be drawing, the parents write. If they are in kinder, if they are in primary, they can write it on by themselves, okay? And draw what they do on Monday, okay? Or on Tuesday, or on Wednesday, or on Thursday. Also, we can review the days of the week and review routines, vocabulary, and teach new words, like we said, okay? Maybe, I don't know, on Wednesday you sing. Maybe it is music day. Okay, you teach them music, the word music, and what it means, okay? Then you send students a sample of a week calendar, like the one I'm giving you right now. And here, your students are going to draw what they do as a routine, the different days of the week, and they send pictures to you. And that is a way of assessing the learning. Okay, that is the way of finding out that they are doing their work, okay? So what is your favorite school activity? We continue with the routines, and I ask you, what is your favorite school activity? And you ask the parents to help the children do a mini book. I would love that all of you take, please, a piece of paper. Take out a piece of paper, one sheet of paper, take it out, have it in front of you, and we are going to make a mini book. Please, teachers, everybody. Are we ready? Do you know how to make a mini book? If you don't, we're going to learn right now. I need you to hold your paper and fold it in half, lengthwise, like this, in half. Please, fold it in half. I am folding it also. And your paper will look like this. Mark it very well with your fingernails and then flip it on the other side. This is reused, eh? Parents are going to use a normal, a clean piece of paper, okay? So we fold it both sides and mark it very well. Now we fold it down in half. Okay, and we mark it again, very well marked. Fold it backwards again, and on the same line, mark it back and forth, so that it is very well marked. Now we have a piece of paper like this. We're going to fold it again in half, down. Okay, and it looks like this. And we mark it again, very well. We fold it on both sides and mark it very, very well. And now my paper looks like this. It has 8. This is what it looks like. It has 8 rectangles. Okay, very good. Abdiel is doing it very well. I can see him. So what are you going to do? You're going to fold it now down lengthwise. No, pardon, not lengthwise. Like this. Fold it, and you are going to cut from this end to this line. Take some scissors and cut like this. Okay, from this end where the fold is to this center line only. Don't go to this one, only this center line. And then we have something like this with a cut. This is what we have now. Well, this is your book already. Do you have it, Abdiel, my student? Okay, so you fold it down and you go like this. Can you do that? Fold it. Okay, your sheet is like this. Fold it and go open it in the center like this. Okay, I folded it backwards. Go like this. Like this. Okay, here it is. Well, this is your book already. You're going to go like this to the center and go like this. And that's it. We have a mini book and it contains 4 pages. We have a little book with 4 pages. Okay? I can send you the instructions, don't worry. Yes, you have it like that. You fold, you already cut it. You fold it in half. And in the center, you push it like this. And you fold it into 4 parts. And what are you going to do? Yes, like that. And now fold it into 4 parts at the end. Okay, so here is the mini book. What are we going to do? So make a mini book and draw or cut from magazine and paste your favorite school activities. This is like for concluding. So your mini book will look like this. Okay, and it says my favorite school activities, and your students are going to draw in the pages inside their favorite school activities. and practice the language in something that they like, something that they enjoy, something that they will have fun doing, okay? So making a mini book. And then the parents can send you the evidence of their mini book in a little picture, okay? So very good. Thank you very much, Abdiel. You were a fantastic student. Okay, so another example. You have to teach in primary time expressions with in, on, or at, okay? Because that is what the next thing that I have to teach. So what do? Well, you make a little video like the one I made for you.
Hello, how are you
Can you
today?
hear me?
Today, we are going to see the use of on, in, and at with time expressions. When do we use on, when do we use in, and when do we use at to express time? On, we use for days and dates. Like, for example, we say on Monday, on the weekend. We say on April 20th. We say on September 3rd. On Easter Sunday. On Christmas Day. On Monday night. We use in for longer periods of time, like saying in August, in winter, in the morning, in 2020, in an hour, in 15 minutes, in the summer, in the night. We use at for times of day. For example, we say at night, at 10:30, at 9:30, at dinner, at lunch, at Easter, at Christmas. So, do you know how to use in, on, and at to express time? Great. Have a good day.
Okay, in this video, we were reviewing the use of in, on, and at, or teaching and maybe, okay? Maybe they already saw a little bit on television, and now we are just reinforcing to them what they saw on TV with a little video. This video, I recorded it on my cell phone. You saw that it was moving, okay? I recorded it on my cell phone, and I sent it to my email, okay, to put it here in this presentation. It was not so heavy. You can send it through WhatsApp, okay, because I recorded it in WhatsApp, okay, and I sent it. So what do you do after that? So after the video, you can send your students a worksheet where they will find and where they will fill in the blanks with in, on, or at, okay? They saw the video. Now you give them time expressions without in, on, or at, where your students have to fill that in at home, okay? In practice, have them send you an audio where they record phrases using in time expressions, or on, or at, a little audio like the video that I sent you, that I showed you, I'm sorry. Have them write a story or an essay with as many time expressions as they learned using in, on, or at, as many as possible. Have them send you a video with the activities that they do in the week during in, on, or at to talk about time. Okay, and tell me in the chat, what else can you do? What else can you think of? Please tell us in the chat. And anything, any comment that you may have. I think it's time to listen to questions, Ariel. Okay.
Yes, Eve, please go ahead.
Yes, well, I guess this is one of, well, first of all, thank you for all these examples, clear and practical examples of what teachers can do. throughout the comments, I can see that they really like the idea of doing the video and they're doing the mini book. So they will be really pleased if you can share afterwards the instructions to do it. So
Yes.
they're really interesting. Now, there is one question that has been like repeating over and over. Yes, several times. How to engage students in speaking activities in a virtual environment?
How do you engage them? Through the videos, teachers, through your attitude, through your passion that you show when you record, even in audio. Your students can hear your enthusiasm. When I recorded my video, I enjoyed it very much. Could you tell that I enjoyed it?
Right.
Yes. How could you tell? Well, because of my voice, because of my way of moving, and even if you weren't seeing me, you could tell that I enjoyed doing it. Teachers, you set the pace in class, in your class. You set the mood through your attitude. Be positive, smile, please, teachers. Okay, everything that you do it with passion. And even if you are not, if you don't have the best of Englishes, okay, even if your English is not the best, you can do it beautifully and you can do a great job. But everything has to do with attitude and passion. Everything. Your students can tell when you are putting your heart into what you do.
Totally agree. So there is another question. For the ones that have reduced access or of opportunities to technology, do you know if there is a radio program or a podcast that you could recommend us to use with young learners?
There are many teachers, many. There is let me remember what the link is. I can send it to you. I will promise to send it to you. There is a set of podcasts, educational podcasts that are absolutely free and that you can download the podcast to your computer or to your phone, and you can send it to your students about all kinds of topics. They are leveled as to different levels of English knowledge, and those podcasts even have videos that you can also download, and they are for teaching a specific, like a bite-sized teaching, a piece of information. How do you call it? Se me fue el nombre. Okay, I just forgot the name, okay? But pieces, little chunks of information, okay? Maybe the colors, maybe about the days of the week, maybe about the weather. You find all of those topics in podcasts that are very interesting and you can send. Please, Abdiel, remind me in a mail to send you the links. Because the links over time, if you have them for a long time, many a times they break and they don't exist anymore, and you have to find the new connection. I don't want to send you something that is not going to work. I will send you things that work. As a matter of fact, I already shared a whole bunch of apps with Abdiel to send you in a mail, or however they can contact you, to send you where you will find lots and lots and lots of things, of apps, of information that would be of very useful to you. Okay. Thank you.
Right. So one last question, I guess.
Yes, please.
How can we apply the TPR in a virtual environment?
Very easy, teachers. You send the parents the words, the vocabulary items, and the words that they have to practice. I'll show you right now. Okay, just wait for me. Parents, in this part is the TPR. So I'll show you right now, okay? Parents at home, can they help their children? This is the question that parents ask themselves. Are you seeing my screen? ¿O tengo que salirme? Okay. ¿Cómo puedo ayudar a mi hijo si no hablo inglés? Todos los papás dicen lo mismo, okay? And they think that they cannot help their children. Oh, they are very wrong, teachers. Of course they can help you. They can help the children. Actividades de TPR. You send a video and audio to the parents with these words, okay? Or a video running. Run. Show them what run is and repeat the word. Run. Jump. Send them a video doing all of these actions. March. And ask the parents to listen to the audio and to have the children do the actions. The actions are just the commands that you are going to use to teach the vocabulary, okay? These actions are not the vocabulary. They are the commands that you're going to use. Walk. Touch. Of course, this has to be practiced so that the children learn the words, because these words are what they are going to need to work on vocabulary. You can also teach them give. Okay, you can teach them pick up. Remember that this has to be modeled. Repeated before asking the students to say it. You're not going to ask them to repeat the words. You're going to ask the parents to play the word and to have the students do the action, okay? Repeat the word and do the action, and repeat it and do the action. Point to, okay? And or put something on the table, okay? These are the actions that are going to help you teach the vocabulary that is coming up. Here is my vocabulary. I made this, I took the pictures from the internet, and they are the parts of the house. You do not need visuals for the parts of the house because the students are in the house, and the house has these rooms, okay? A house has a living room. Let me remove my strip of participants from here because I can't see, okay? My vocabulary here is living room, and the living room is here, okay? Living room. So you can ask students to run to the living room, and they run to the bathroom, run to the kitchen, run to the whatever. Even in your virtual class or in an audio that you send your students, and the parents can help you watch the kid that is doing the actions that you ask him or her to do in the audio that you send them, okay? So
Track 13, vocabulary.
I don't know why that is.
Living room.
Okay.
Dining room.
Okay, that's the audio. Okay. Hacemos nuestros propios, this is in Spanish because it is for parents, okay? Hacemos nuestros propios visuales, aunque este tema que estoy tratando ahorita, que es el de las habitaciones de la casa, the rooms in the house, los tenemos en la casa. No necesitamos visuales, pero también los podemos utilizar como un memorama. Si los hacen así como los hice yo, 2, 2, 2, 2, los cortan, los ponen boca abajo y juegan al memorama repitiendo las palabras en casa, ¿sí? De esa manera, los papás pueden intervenir y jugar con los niños a través de un memorama, a través de ponerles, como les hice esto, poner bedroom y que dibujen la recámara, ¿ok? Entonces, esa es una manera, ¿ok? Los audios, mandamos los audios con la pronunciación de cada palabra a través de WhatsApp, ¿ok? Y los papás ponen el audio y los niños lo pueden repetir. Primero lo trabajamos con TPR y después lo usamos ese mismo audio para que repitan y repitan y repitan, ¿ok? ¿Por qué? Porque nuestro programa de televisión ya pasó. Y sí, aprendimos muchas palabras, pero ¿cómo vamos a practicar esas palabras en casa? Y nos enseñaron muy padres palabras, pero las escuchamos una vez. Y para aprender una palabra necesitamos haberla escuchado y pronunciado entre 8 y 10 veces para realmente aprenderla. Entonces, esa práctica la necesitamos fomentar nosotros con estas actividades, en la cual los padres de familia juegan un papel súper importante y nos pueden ayudar, ¿ok? También les estoy mandando un librito, este librito que es un alphabet coloring book, ya se los mandé a Abdiel para que se los comparta, y es un coloring book del abecedario, ¿ok? To practice the sound of each letter, ¿ok? Letter. The sound of the letter, not the letter of the alphabet, but the sound of the letter. Les recuerdo a los que estamos en los de preescolar y los de primaria también. Antes de aprender A, B, C, D, E, F, G, aprendemos A, B, K. Eso es lo primero que aprendemos, porque eso es lo que nos va a ayudar a leer, ¿ok? No el saber el nombre de cada letra, sino el sonido de cada letra. Entonces, este alphabet book nos va a ayudar a aprender los sonidos de cada letra, ¿ok? Estos sonidos los podemos enviar en un audio, así como dice aquí. Send children audios with the sound and words that begin with that sound. For example, anteater, apple, alligator, ant, ambulance, arm. ¿Qué tan grande o qué tan pesado va a ser ese audio? Nada, no tardamos ni 5 segundos en decir esas palabras, ¿ok? Entonces, esas palabras nos van a ayudar a que el niño aprenda el sonido de la like in anteater, apple, alligator, ant, ambulance, arm, y luego ya hacen su página de y colorean su anteater, ¿ok? Butterfly, butterfly, broccoli, bus, bird, ball, bed, banana, ¿ok? Entonces, en un clip, un día nada más, ¿ok? Vamos a estudiar esa letra, vamos a estudiar esas palabras, ¿ok? Que empiezan con ese sonido. Entonces, esta es otra manera en que podemos trabajar con los sonidos, con el vocabulario y que los padres nos apoyen en casa. ¿Ok? Esto es padrísimo cuando estamos trabajando historias, porque nuestros libros traen historias. No estoy segura si ustedes ahorita están trabajando con historias. ¿Me pueden decir, Eve, Abdiel, si trabajan en televisión con historias?
En televisión me parece que aún no llegamos a ese tema.
Aún no llegan, bueno, van a llegar porque son parte del programa. El programa está basado en la enseñanza a través de contextos, real life contexts, ¿sí? Entonces, son parte de nuestro programa. Entonces, podemos, cada vez que vayamos o que trabajemos una historia, podemos hacer el cuento en piedras, ¿ok? Yo aquí hice un cuento, uno de los cuentos que vienen en uno de sus libros, lo hice en piedritas, imprimí, corté partecitas del cuento, de las cosas, ese es un regalito, principales del cuento, ¿ok? Los personajes principales, ese es un bombero, ese es un maestro, y los puse y los pegué en una piedrita y les puse pegamento arriba. Entonces, cuando yo escucho la historia en la televisión o en un videíto que me manda mi maestro, yo hago los principales, main characters, ¿cómo se dice? Personajes principales, y los corto de mi librito y los hago, los imprimo, no corto el libro, por supuesto, los imprimo y los pego en piedritas. Y a través de estas piedritas puedo contar ese cuento otra vez. Ya hice un cuento, ya pasó tiempo, ya hice otro cuento y tengo otra bolsa con otro cuento y puedo hacer mis cuentos en piedritas. Entonces, después agarro de cada bolsita con cada cuento una piedrita y la pongo en otra bolsa y las voy sacando y armo un cuento totalmente diferente con personajes de diferentes historias y que hacen cosas diferentes y hago otro cuento. Y eso los niños lo pueden hacer en casa. ¿Por qué? Porque trabajamos las historias tanto que generalmente los niños se las aprenden. ¿Ok? ¿Por qué? Porque son repetitivas y la volvemos a decir y la volvemos a contar y la volvemos a contar y los niños se aprenden las historias. Entonces, después de, a través de esas historias y a través de esos cuentos que hicimos y que trabajamos en piedritas, podemos agarrar partecitas de cada historia y hacer una historia nueva con esas piedritas. ¿Ok? Entonces, esas son cosas que podemos trabajar en casa dependiendo del nivel de los niños. ¿Ok? Que si ahorita los de preescolar no lo pueden hacer, pero los de primaria ya tienen 1 año, 2 años, 3 años que han estado trabajando cara a cara con nosotros y que ya pueden hacer muchas cosas. Esto es algo que pueden hacer en casa los niños más grandecitos. ¿Ok? Entonces, ¿qué necesitan para hacer estas historias? Pues necesitan piedras, necesitan, si no quieren hacer recortes, pintura acrílica para dibujar, para hacer los dibujitos. Los niños los hacen fabulosamente bien. O pueden usar marcadores, o pueden usar revistas y cortar a la gente de las revistas para pegarlas en las piedritas. Necesitan tijeras, necesitan pegamento, imaginación. Es todo lo que necesitamos, ¿ok? Es súper sencillo de hacer y es una actividad padrísima que nos va a servir para estar repasando y repasando y repasando el cuento, ¿ok? El cuento que leímos en clase. Entonces, algunos tips para trabajar a distance learning. Before the lesson, teachers, you need to plan. The first thing, of utmost importance, is your plan. Practice, plan your lessons and the resources that you are going to be using for every activity. Prepare your materials ahead of time. Prepare them. Assign the content that is going to be studied before the session. You want your students to watch a video. You want your students to do a reading. You want your students to read the vocabulary or to do the grammar, to read the grammar from the book, to play with a specific language game, to do some research. Anticipate the content that you are going to teach, okay? Assign extension activities, assign worksheets, assign workbook practice, assign readings, okay? But they have to have things to do and before your class. You have to tell them what they need to bring with them in class, to class, okay? Set participation means or rules if you are having an online session. Like, for example, participation means, how are we going to participate? You have to raise your hand. Ahí tiene un iconito, and you have to raise your hand if you want to participate or say something, okay? Or maybe you have a little hand or ask them to have something red or something orange and show it to me, and it means that they want to say something, okay? That they want to speak, okay? So that you can give them the opportunity to speak. Set participation rules or participation means, and definitely set clear time limits. This class is going to be 15 minutes, and we're going to do this, and we have to finish at that time because the kids have more classes to take and more activities to do, okay? So some tips for you to work a little bit better are these tips, okay? So what did we see today? The challenges in today's teaching, which are many, of course. But like we said, we have to do our best and nothing but the best. Okay, no less than the best that I can do and that I can be. Distance teaching and learning, we saw bite-sized teaching. We did some practice activities. We worked on parents at home. Can they help the children? And some teaching tips. So, do you have any questions? Hey.
Yes. Okay. There's one question that I think it's really interesting. How can we make our students feel motivated? And also how to make them not feeling isolated?
Definitely with what I said. Definitely with attitude, teachers. How can they be motivated? By giving them activities that will help them transfer this knowledge to a real life situation. Activities that they will enjoy. Activities that they will like doing, okay? And sending them constant messages. You will help them not feel isolated by sending them constant messages. ¿Cómo vas? Yo no lo haría en español, okay? CB, I saw this in some videos that they are in Spanish. I wouldn't do it in Spanish. I would try, or I would begin with instructions through TPR, and then when they already know those instructions, continue doing them in English. Because if you switch to Spanish, then you change their mindsets, okay? And we want them to see us as the English teacher. ¿Y cómo si no hablan inglés? Model and model and model for them. You have to model for them. You have to show them how, okay? Entonces, send them WhatsApp messages, send them little notes telling them that you are here to help them, okay? Always teachers. And that same note, you can just copy and paste or send it to a whole group, okay? But please make them feel that you are there and that you are there for them, okay? Thank you.
Right. One last question. Apparently, our teachers are very worried about the assessment process. We have already asked about this before, but they keep asking for more ideas. So could you give us their suggestions? Thanks.
Yes, everything is evidence, okay? Your assessment, hay un app which is called Quizzes, Q-U-I-Z-E-Z-Z. Ahí viene, in the what's it called? The pages that I sent you, that I sent Abdiel to share with the teachers, Quizzes is there. Fantastic teachers. It's fantastic. You can ask them a question. You can send them a picture that they have to identify, okay? You can send them questions with multiple choice answers. You can do an infinite number of things. I did not put a quiz here because I didn't know if you would be able to access them and if I would be able to see that you are doing it, okay? It is very difficult to do it remotely. And that's why I made this document for you to have and have all the tools that are for assessing, the tools that can help you assess your students, okay? So this one is called quizzes, and you can make those quizzes game-like. They are like games for your students. They will enjoy them, and you will know how they are learning, okay? So there are many different tools that can help you assess your students, okay? But basically, sending you evidence of their learning, sending you audios, sending you little short videos using the language, and of course, the parents helping you to deliver that content and to checking that they are doing the work. You have to make the parents your allies, okay? Because if you don't have contact with them and you don't tell them how they can help you, they will not do it, okay? You have to make them your allies and tell them how they can help their children.
Thank you. There are lots of excellent comments. We know the teachers love you a lot. So thank you very much for this presentation. Teachers are really, really grateful, and they're really interested in all those materials that you have commented about. And I'm sure Abiel will tell us later how they can get it. Thank you very much.
Well, I thank you very much. I thank you, teachers, very, very much. And I enjoyed the session. I hope you did too. And I hope you are taking many ideas with you. If not many, at least a few that you can work with, okay? And that you can adapt to any teaching situation. And remember, your attitude is what makes a difference. Your attitude, your passion shows in the videos and shows in the audios that you send your students. Even the way you write to them and the things that you write, you can show that to them. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Professor Idolina, for such an amazing presentation you have just done. I'm sure all teachers will agree with me. Now, I will read the Certificate of Recognition Subdirección de Formación Continua awards you.
Thank you very much.
La Secretaría de Educación del Gobierno del Estado de México y la Subsecretaría de Educación Básica, a través de la Subdirección de Formación Continua, otorgan el presente reconocimiento a la maestra Idolina Camargo Coronado por su destacada participación como ponente en el webinar Distance, Face to Face or Both, dirigida a docentes especialistas en la enseñanza del inglés de educación preescolar y primaria. Thank you very much, Teacher Idolina. It's amazing what you have just done with this presentation. You gave us a lot of tips that we will find really useful. And talking about this material, I'm sure a lot of teachers will be really interested in knowing how they are going to get it. They will get it through our social networks, especially the one from Formación Continua and Centros de Maestros. We will share the links and you will be able to download all this information. Así que, maestros, les vamos a compartir estos materiales que la maestra Idolina nos está dejando a través de las redes sociales de la Subdirección de Formación Continua y de sus centros de maestros. Now, we would like to introduce Professor Rodrigo Saldívar, who has an announcement for you.
Thank you very much, Adiel. Well, thank you all of you for being here. I hope you have enjoyed a lot of the presentation of Teacher Idolina. We really learned a lot from you, and we hope our teachers can learn to and apply all the techniques and all the suggestions that you had for us. And just before leaving, I want to share with you a video of our international convention. So let's see it, please. Okay, thank you very much to all of you. It was a pleasure to be here in this webinar. On behalf of Mestizo, la Camargo Chapter, we thank all the attendants.
So, thank you, Teacher Rodrigo. We want to thank teachers that are still developing their skills to understand English, and they stayed here the whole session. We also want to invite you tomorrow to participate in the webinar we'll be having about how to create an effective online learning environment at 4 p.m. through the YouTube channel from Subdirección de Formación Continua. A través de las redes sociales de la Subdirección de Formación Continua y Centros de Maestros, estaremos poniendo a su disposición los materiales que la maestra Idolina ha compartido con nosotros esta tarde. On behalf of Subdirección de Formación Continua, thank you for being with us this afternoon. Have a great evening.
Thank you.